everyone, my name is Jaybird, and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. Without any further ado, we're about to end Rumpelstiltskin, otherwise known as Chevalier. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it. Chevalier, don't listen to him! Just look at all of these men you cannot save. All of these men dying before your eyes. Chevalier, we have to get away from here! How many people have you really saved? In the grand scheme of things, you have no talent. That is why you sought help from a witch. Oh, what the fuck? Mithras' voice is oddly calm, and I can feel some sort of presence in the air that is different from normal. A knight plunges a sword through another's gut. Ew, gross. Causing him to lose his sword. The sword skitters across the floor, gleaming underneath the moonlight. I look desperately at Chevalier and realize that the magic is already working its way into him. He does not see anyone except for Mithras, who is still smiling at him from behind all of the knights. I glance at the sword, remembering what Chevalier taught me. Mithras is unguarded right now, but I have better judgment than that. And I told Chevalier that I was going to steer clear of the burden of taking someone's life. I have a promise to keep. I gaze up at Chevalier and realize that this was how he looked every time he regained a memory, like he was stuck in his own mind. There's only one thing I can think of to get him out of this trance. Clench my hand into a fist, and I punch Chevalier in the face! Woo! Ow! God, it's my face! Oh! Ouch! Impossible! Chevalier's eyes clear, and when he looks at me, I can tell he is distraught. But his eyes are seeing the present. Sorry, I thought I lost you. I suppose I through British voice! Chevalier is a British! I suppose I knew that, didn't I? Chevalier smiles sheepishly. I hate this phrase so much. It is fleeting and gone by the time we both turn to Mithras again. Chevalier looks straight past the still fighting knights. If this bothers Chevalier, which it must, he hides it beneath a neutral expression. He got a poker face going on here, folks. How did you break my spell? You cannot even use any magic. It's called the power of punching somebody in the face. It's called the power of being tsundere. A tsundere. She didn't break it with magic. She broke it with the power of love. No, I broke it with the power of my fist and of me being a tsundere. I stared at him skeptically. We both know that is not true, and I know Chevalier well enough to know that he does not mean that. But Mithras looks furious. Love! Ha! As if some fairy tale could save you from this predicament. Fairy tale love could save you from this predicament. Princess, you're a witch! We feed off negativity off of chaos and loathing. Love serves us no power. Life is about balance. Jaybird taught me that. And though I might not be able to uphold a balance of negatives and positives myself, I'm at least going to try. You could try to do the same. Maybe look beyond your depressing life and start reaching for something that gives you happiness. Something that won't plummet you back into the same darkness. Mithras snaps his fingers and the knights all freeze. Then they turn to us, swords raised. I do not need to be lectured by some lovesick fool. By all means, cling to your love. I will show you how fragile it is. Witches do not need love. Mithras holds out his hands, and the knights begin their steady, deadly march toward us. Chevalier takes my hand and pulls me back. But I see my opening in the narrative. Mithras enjoys inflicting pain with his words, and I can do the same. If you do not need love, if you do not need affection, then why are you doing all of this for Mother? I am not. You are doing it to be recognized. Why? Every student wants to impress their teacher. His words are calm, but there is desperation in them. Mother was Mithras' teacher? I had thought he was just reviving her as another witch, but... Do you know Mithras? It was a long time ago, but we both shared the same teacher. Teacher? Wait. Waltz, are you a witch, yeah. Waltz was Mother's student? No, I cannot think about that now. But I can use this to my advantage. I do not remember Mother's students in the least, but one of them turned out right. The other did not, and I can see the bitterness in you. It is the same bitterness I held, only yours goes deeper. You will not sway me with your foolish words. The knights begin to rush us. Their run is... Rush us! Their run is more of a pathetic shuffle given the harmed state that they are in, but this does not slow them down. We're going to run. But trust me, Princess. I will protect you no matter what happens. Aw, how sweet. He grabs my hand and we wait. I can see Chevalier's eyes darting around as he searches for an opening. I can feel the pulse of his quickened heartbeat through his hand, and I know he is panicking. Suddenly, there is a massive, luminous gold wall in front of us. The knights stumble right into it, their swords hitting the bright barrier.
Are you two okay?
Parfait rushes to stand in front of us. Mithras' expression is a cold, angry glare. He measures the situation with critical eyes, and then he turns away and begins to dart down the hall. Parfait collapses to one knee, arms still outstretched to maintain the barrier. Delora appears. She is flustered and bleeding on one arm, but she still stands straight. Delora holds her hand and summons fire. Put down the shield, Parfait. I have this. Parfait releases the shield and the magic projectiles shoot out at the knights. The two edge the knights back through the hallway, but I can see Parfait growing weaker and weaker by the moment. Parfait takes a deep, shuddering breath as she tries to stand. When she falls yet again, Chevalier takes a step forward and looks at her urgently. Lady Parfait!
I'm fine, don't fuss.
Her breathing is labored, but she still manages a smile.
I fought in the Great War. This is nothing.
She looks at me and Chevalier.
You two need to leave.
But you're...
Fine. I just need to gather my energy.
A spell from Delora sends the knights sprawling to the ground after she creates a heavy downpour of rain that quickly turns into ice. You two keep going. The entrance is clear. I notice the witches that had been standing behind Mithras approach us now. Dolores stands at the ready. I can tell that she is hiding a great amount of stress behind her smirk. Parfait slowly gets to her feet.
We fight together, Delora.
There's no one I'd rather have fighting by my side, Faye. Faye! Fate. Faye. I'm gonna say Faye. That's cute. I ship them. Is that weird? You know what? I'm gonna draw fan art of that. You know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I love them. Come on, princess. We still have an opening. Now I keep thinking about Delora X Parfait. Damn. We head around the side. Parfait erects. Oh, she got a. Oh no, just kidding. Fuck, I'm not that stupid. Parfait erects a shield to protect us from any magic that comes our way, and Delora summons a whirlwind as a distraction. Ow! My foot is grazed by fire magic, causing me to stumble, but I force myself into a limping sprint regardless. This is nothing. At the entrance, I pause in the middle of the room. The main entrance hall is eerily silent. And then I see Mithras edging his... Why is everyone edging each other? Edging his way into the king's throne room. He is holding tight to Emmeline. He notices me watching and smiles. Then he disappears into the throne room. We have to follow him. Princess, he has Emmeline! Chevalier's posture and expression are indecisive, but mine are not. But come on. She has like the voice of an angel.
What are you doing? Let go of me, you fucking faggot!
She'll chase him away in no time. I know Mithras is baiting me, but I cannot leave her alone. My gaze moves around the hallway as I search for other knights. The place is empty, but it is not long before we hear footsteps. I tense at the sound and Chevalier holds tightly to my hand. Then suddenly, as the figure draws nearer, I recognize him, even if he seems a completely different older person. Hey! Waltz, you're hot! Me. Hey, Waltz, you're hot! Good job, me. I'm wonderful with my words. I think I'll go with him next. I think there was like an order that you're supposed to do it in, but I'm not sure. I finally found you! Waltz? You broke your curse? But how? Chevalier stares at him in awe. I now dub you Waltz the Big. Waltz the Big! This is no time for titles, you fucking idiot! Emmeline is probably dying right now!
Yeah, I'm fucking dying! Fucking save me, you fucking faggots!
Oh, God. There was never a Waltz the Small! Waltz shakes his head. Let me reread that. There was never a Waltz the Small! Waltz shakes his head. There you go. And I broke my curse unexpectedly. I actually found the item I needed while I was searching around. But I can explain more later. But for now, we have to go after Mithras. Do you know where he is? He is in the throne room. I should probably give him a deeper voice. Do you know where he is? Mithras stands in the middle of the empty throne room, holding Emmeline to him. He has his hands around her neck. No sudden moves, you three, or this girl dies. And I do know how much death bothers you. At the start, I realized he was talking to Waltz. All three of us are frozen. Myth. Traitor. Why can't you see that Hilda wasn't trying to teach us? She was trying to corrupt us. Silence, traitor! You betrayed her. During the war, you betrayed our own... Why am I doing Russian? During the war, you betrayed our own teacher. Betrayed? Hilda was corrupted. She cannot be saved. How dare you use her name! Mithras' fingers tighten on Emmeline's throat. I can see the tears running down her face. Her sobbing is quiet, but it still reaches my ears into the silent room. Varg! Varg appears from the darkness, as he did before. He smiles at all of us from behind Mithras, eyes glinting mischievously. You didn't finish the job. You were awfully vague when you told me to take care of them. You know, most people would assume that meant entertaining them and offering them refreshments. Obey me! Varg turns to us. He draws the sword he used earlier, his smile fading. I think I see something like pain in his eyes, but then I think it might be my imagination. He looks stoic as he moves toward us. When Waltz moves, Mithras' hands tighten over Emmeline's neck, and she cries out,
Ah, fuck! Fucking save me, bitch!
Chevalier's watching everything quietly. The concern in his eyes is muted by the urgency. I follow his gaze around the room, wondering what he is searching for. Myth? Myth, is it? You were injured during the Great War. I attended to you once. Stabbed in the stomach. He needed stitches for it. I feel Mithras' confusion before I see it. For just a few moments, though, his gaze is centered on Chevalier, his eyes probing him for information. No one came for you. Your teacher must have thought you were too weak, that you would die. Mithras' hands fly away from Emmeline's neck as he lunges toward Chevalier with a snarl, his expression mad. The room breaks out into chaos then. I feel the rise of magic beside me as Waltz readies a spell, the tension in Chevalier's body as he prepares to shield me, and lastly I see Varg slip across the room. Everything goes white. When I look up, I see Waltz standing in front of me with a shield. Mithras' hand lies flat against the shield, and I can feel the heat of his magic. Varg lies on the ground beside his fallen sword, unconscious from the impact of magic. Even Chevalier's on his knees. I rush toward the sword at the same moment. Waltz pushes Mithras back onto the ground. Then, sword in hand, I stand above Mithras and aim it at his neck. The blade touches skin without sinking into it. Emmeline is hiding behind the throne, staring out at the scene with shock on her tear-stained face. Will you kill me? Mithras' smile as a mere shadow of itself. You saw the soldiers in the clinic today. You saw how close some of them were to death. Did you see the hollow look in their eyes? I have seen that look many times. It is the look of a man who clings desperately to life. Every life is precious, and life is still a life. Whether it's vile or not, it is still a responsibility you have to bear. I know how valuable lives are because I have helped so many people. That desperation is in Mithras' eyes now, a man that clings to life. It would be so easy to slice his throat. I've seen so much bloodshed on this night, and it was all caused by Mithras. If I kill him, I can stop all of it. But that would make me no better than Mother. I drop the sword. Mithras actually stops to stare at me in shock. I am not like Mother. I will not kill you for revenge. No sooner have I said the words than I feel a sudden heat at my chest. My hand instinctively reaches up to grab the necklace around my neck. And then there is a bright light. And I broke my curse! When the light clears, a new source of light catches my eyes. Yay, I broke my curse! Woo! Woo! Everyone give it a clap! Woo! I stood to stare down at my feet, which are glass slippers that shine so brightly they sparkle even in the dim light. But I have no time to admire the shoes or the weight that has fallen off my shoulders. I barely recognize that the fairy tale curse has been broken. Emmeline rises from behind the throne and screams.
Shaman, watch out!
Mithras has grabbed the sword with his hand, turned it around, and is aiming it at my chest. It hits a barrier. Her face stands beside me once more, her face devoid of any color. I did not see her rush in here. She takes a step forward as if to shield me. Out of my way! Mithras draws the sword back and plunges it again at the shield. This time the blade is coated with darkness. It pierces the already flimsy shield. And the blade goes through Parfai's heart. Oh my god! Parfait! Parfait grabs the blade and narrows her eyes at Mithras.
I'm sorry Hilda did not appreciate you.
Something swells inside of me as I stare at Parfait. The sword is impaled in her, and I can see her eyes go glassy. I cannot speak, cannot breathe. Waltz rushes forward with his magic and pins Mithras forcefully to the ground. He raises his hand, but it never comes down in time. A sword strikes past his shoulder, right at Mithras' neck. When I turn, it's Chevalier that is holding it. His body shakes as tears run down his cheeks. Mithras holds his neck as Chevalier holds up the blade and throws it behind him. Out of the corner of my eyes, I catch movement that can only be Varg, but I do not care. Lady Parfait, do not move. We can take the sword out. We can... But I see a hopelessness in Chevalier's expression, and I know that whatever wound Parfait took was lethal. I can see it in his eyes. I can see it in Parfait's.
There is no need to fuss.
When Parfait falls, Waltz grabs her and puts his hand to the hilt of the sword. Chevalier crumbles beside her. He stares at the blood staining her dress with sorrow. I start to cry.
Jaybird, do not regret this. I'm proud of you.
The room is quiet, even with the newcomers that arrive. The knights and Karma watch the scene from the sidelines, all with grim looks on their faces. Last to arrive is Delora, who sits down beside Parfait with her lips pulled into an uptight frown. Her face is stern, but I can tell it is a mask.
Parfait, that look doesn't suit
told you to stay back!
Had I not been here in time, the princess would have...
Words fall apart as she begins to cough. Delora leans over and shakes her head. I'm sorry it didn't come sooner.
Everything is as it should be, Delora.
Parfait cranes her neck to look up at me.
Wipe away your tears, Jaybird. What you did was a good deed. You spared a man's life.
But life is not a fairy tale. Humans are good and bad.
No, it isn't. But the fear of death makes life even more valuable. Do not worry, princess. I chose this.
Parfait smiles. It is mystifying to see her smile when her body is slowly crumpling away in Waltz's grasp. Parfait's body is what gives out first. Her eyes go next. They remain focused on me, still smiling. Her body begins to glow as her body slowly fades away. No, she's doing a fucking Yoda! Parfait! Delora turns away. Even if she's not shedding any tears, it is clear that she is heartbroken. She closes her eyes and releases a shapely sigh. Sweet dreams, my friend. Sweet dreams, my friend. I do not know how long we'll stay in that room, mourning the loss of Parfait. Karma, Durin, and Garland eventually spread out to search for any remaining danger. At some point, they returned with the king and the rest of the family. My reunion with my family is half-hearted. I do not know what to say to people that I hated only months ago. Despite the quiet, they'll take me in with open arms. The king stays by my side long after the others have left. Karma and the knights return to the march and to tell the others the news. Waltz goes to search the palace for any remaining resistance. Only Delora, Chevalier, the king, and I remain. Chevalier cries. I've never seen him cry before, but his heartbreak is my own. Ouch. What happened was a nightmare, but eventually ended. Last night, Varg escaped the throne room. No one saw where he disappeared to in all of the chaos. I'm beginning to believe that his faint was a trick. Since the night had left everyone so tired, we were offered rooms in the palace. I came to my room with Chevalier, where the two of us attempted to comfort each other with words. Chevalier was especially shaken. Being the one to kill Mithros, he was in tears for a long time. I'm pretty sure that I must have fallen asleep sometime when we were talking, but I am lying in my bed underneath my covers, and though I think for a few moments that it must be a figment of my imagination, it is not. Aww. Chevalier! Oh my god! What? Get some! Get some! What the fuck is wrong with me? Fuck it! Someone just died! I'm just like, get some! God, I'm disturbing. Man, I'm sad Parfait died. Damn. I was thinking, like, the witch that, like, was healing everybody, you know, made agreements with Chevalier to heal people. I thought she was gonna appear somewhere and be like, oh yeah, I got this, no problem. No big deal, guys. I can do it. Chevalier is definitely lying right next to me, sleeping beneath those same covers. How did this happen? I put off the recollection of the previous day to stare at Chevalier's face. His glasses are off, and without them, his face seems strangely empty. He looks vulnerable, almost like a child. Okay, stop saying that. Except his features are too handsome for that. Okay, thank you! What am I thinking? I slowly put my hand to his cheek and flinch when his eyebrows crease. Ah! Boy! Boy! Oh my! Oh me, oh my! This music is sad. I think. I don't know. Moments later, his eyes open. They are foggy this early in the morning. What is it? What is this? Have I been awoken by my princess? Usually it is the princes that wake the princesses. Oh, he's so cute. Ew, why am I saying that? Well, it's true, okay? God damn it, don't judge me. I will always wonder how he manages to keep smiling like this. Even when he is in pain, he forces a smile. But you are no prince, and I am not some damsel princess. Chevalier closes his eyes again and sighs. There is only one way to break the spell of sleep. I flush as his lips curl into a mischievous smile. Still his eyes do not open. I think about what happened last night. Parfait and Mithras' death, Mark's escape, everyone else's heartbreak. Before I have to relieve the burden, I can afford to lose myself in some happiness. I lean forward to kiss his smile. I break away from Chevalier, startled. Princess? Princess? How distressing. Waltz the Big ruins everything! Let me redo that. Waltz the Big ruins everything. I quickly slip out of bed and Chevalier sits up and puts on his glasses with a yawn. Good morning, Princess, and his eyes widen when he sees Chevalier. Are you so tired that words have abandoned you, Waltz? No, I wanted to see if the princess was doing okay. If we were both alright, actually. He pauses to look at us, his eyebrows furrowed in thought. Though I can't imagine just how tongue-tied you must be. You should speak if you have something to say. Waltz sighs. I didn't want to bring this up so soon, but it's been on my mind the whole night. It's just, you didn't have to kill Myth. That was my job. Your job? I doubt that. Besides, I didn't want to kill him. It was a reaction. The room goes silent for a few moments as Chevalier stares down at the floor. He told me before that lives were valuable. That is why I tried to save Mithras, but in the end, my sparing his life forced Chevalier to carry the burden of his death. He has already told me that it is not my fault. Parfait said that what I did was a good deed, but still. Killing Mithras saved us more casualties. I hope I can convince Chevalier of that. Most likely he will wrestle with that guilt for a long time. I turn my attention back to Waltz and will the questions to the back of my mind for the time being. Waltz, there are questions I need to ask you. About how he broke his curse, about Mother being his teacher, about Mithras. There's so much to ask him, I do not even know where to start. We have plenty of time for explanations now, Princess. After your birthday, Delora and I will pick up your magic education, but for now you should rest. I'll give you the full story of my apprenticeship and curse another day. Meaning, we have to play his fucking route! But Princess, Chevalier, I just thought I'd let you know that when Parfait came into this battle, she expected to die. She told all of us that while we were sitting around trying to plot a rescue plan. I glance at Chevalier, who nods quietly. Was it because of her frailty after the Great War, or did Parfait somehow have a feeling? Oh, also, congratulations on breaking your curse, Princess. Chevalier sits up straight, his eyes narrowed behind his glasses. Waltz. I was supposed to congratulate her first! Chevalier stands and kisses me promptly on the cheek. My cheeks flush and even Waltz looks embarrassed. Congratulations, my sweet! It was all very dramatic when your curse broke. There was this bright light and... Wait. Why was there no bright light when I broke my curse? Both Waltz and I burst into laughter. Chevalier just sighs dramatically. He leans against my shoulder and I do not protest. I have a feeling that getting through the memory of last night might be easier with him here. If anyone can put a smile on my face, it is Chevalier. We hope to see you again at the Marchen soon, Princess. I will be back. After all, I have friends there. Did I speak falsely?
No, of course not. It's the truth. Anyway, I need to get going. I've explained what happened to your father, but you should talk with him privately soon.
After everything that happened last night, speaking to the king is the last thing on my mind, but I suppose it must be done.
Thank you, Waltz. And you, Chevalier, might want to ask for a guest room.
But no bed is as comfy as a princess! I nudged him without realizing it, but Chevalier just laughs. We promise Waltz that we will see him and everyone else in the margin soon. Afterwards, Waltz hurries out and shuts the door. My eyes go to the edge of my bed, where something shiny catches my eyes. Ah, I meant to say sweet, and then I was like thinking sick, so I said sweek. Sweek. The glass slippers are a reminder of everything that happened yesterday. Of the fact that life goes beyond just black and white. Good and evil are subjective. Yes. In the end, life is gray, Mother. Both good and bad. But even so, even though fairy tale endings cannot exist, I still want to live my life with everyone else. Mithras centered his life around a single person. He was selfish. I will become someone better than him. Thinking about Mithras makes me remember something. Chevalier, yesterday you said that you took care of Mithras during the Great War. That no one came for him. Was that true?
I did not know, Jaybird. He acted like it was, though. Like it was, though, wasn't it?
I'm just looking at my guide for something. I want to see the order. Oh. I don't know if I can find the order. So you never knew Mithras?
No, I didn't know him at all.
I don't know if I would have been able to strike him down if I did. I don't know what burden he carried, but it seemed heavy. I only guessed at what I could say to distract him. I'd heard rumors of a strong witch that went banded for many years. That may have been him. It might not have been. So deception exists on everyone, but it is not entirely what Mother said it was. Oh. What? My birthday is tomorrow. I sit in the throne room speaking to my father, who has listened to my tale with patience. When it is over, he looks at me sadly.
I owe you an apology, David. This whole time you have been on your own. I could do not a thing for you. Not do a thing for you.
You can now, starting first by explaining what happened between you and Mother. You knew she was a witch.
I did. You did too, before she forcibly erased your memories. I tried reaching out to you many times when you were a child, but my efforts were met with resistance. Still, I cannot excuse myself for what I have done. I truly abandoned you, and I am sorry for that, Jacob. I will explain the story to you if you give me time. For now, I would very much like to mend my bond with you.
To be honest, the king still angers me. He only apologizes now after all of this has come to light. Whether or not I was difficult to speak to, he still had an obligation to seek me out. He's still late to care, but he is still my father, and I can forgive him. I can learn to trust him again. It will take time, but I would like to mend our bond. I would also like to try speaking with Emmeline, Rod, and Ophelia, but that will take time. King smiles at me. It is one of the first honest smiles I have seen from him in years.
We have time. All of the time in the world, and we will mend our family bond, I promise.
As I turn to leave the room, the king calls out to me.
Jaybird, I am proud of you. More proud than any other father in the realm could ever be of his child.
Aww, how sweet. After what happened, we searched for Fritz, but he has vanished. Mithras and Varg had said that they had replaced him, but they never said anything about what had happened to him. We searched endlessly, but to no avail. All I can hope is that he is safe, and I will reunite with him again in the future.
Oh! Waltz's performance today was amazing. Don't you agree, Mr. Chevalier?
I agree. You ladies looked especially charming with so many lilies floating around you.
Oh my!
He always speaks like that. Do not mind him. It has been a whole month since the events at the palace. My birthday has come and gone. Now my life begins. I have been practicing magic with Waltz and Delora, attempting to bond with my family and visiting the marching when time allows me to. Annis was overjoyed to see me visiting often, since Chevalier operates from there as a doctor. I visit often. Mostly, though, he clings to me like a leech. Oftentimes, I find him in my bed when I could have sworn he was sleeping in another room for the night. Sometimes at night, he has nightmares of blood on his hands and of Mithras' death. And at those times, I'm glad to be sitting right beside him, so I can promise him that things are alright. As for the fairy tale curse, I have no idea how Jaybird puts up with you. Rard's voice comes out from between his lips. Now he can actually speak. Since the fairy tale curse was tied to Mother's still living soul in the crystal, her disappearance and my taking her place immediately caused the root to vanish. I have been working for days to break everyone's fairy tale curses with magic, and when I am done, no one in this kingdom will have to suffer from it ever again. And now the margin is not just a place reserved for the curse, now it is open to the public. Jaybird enjoys it, though. She finds my poetic weavings to be the best in the kingdom. And what he means to say is I can only put up with them because of our relationship.
Loving someone so much you can put up with their nonsensical poetry.
But
Loving someone so much you can put up with their nonsensical poetry.
I thought you were the nice one, Princess Emmeline. No, she has a point. Emmeline focuses her attention on a musician standing off in the distance. She points excitedly, then rushes after them, pulling her brother with her. Her guards follow. Ever since the incident at the palace, we have had more security. I do not blame the king, though it can be tiring at times. Luckily, he's more lax with me. When I told him Chevalier was going to be with me, he settled with having Emmeline and I share guards. And so I get to be alone with Chevalier often. Father was wary of him at first, until he found out he was a renowned doctor. Now he and Chevalier get on well enough. Chevalier takes a step closer to me, and I place my hands around his arm. Aww. Cute. More thumbnails! I forgot that, chapter 10 wasn't necessarily the ending. I forgot. But oh well, I'll use this for the thumbnail. Unless they kiss, then that would be great. Perfect. I am no prince, nor am I a knight in shining armor. I am just a doctor who has been blessed with the most beautiful woman in this world. Chevalier begins to lead me through town again. He is one of the only constants in my ever-changing life. He is the one that will always make me smile, and we share a burden, the burden of a friend's death. He is more burdened with nightmares than I am, and while I wish I could do more to help, I can at least listen to him, just like he listens to me. No matter the burden, it can be overcome. Jaybird? Yes? I love you more than anything in this world. I love you too. We share one kiss, ignoring the spectators in the town with a shared smile. Then we follow after Emmeline. Aww. Aww. That was so cute. Aww. I'm happy. That was great. Now while I have time, I'm gonna look up, which one I should do next.
to. I'm gonna look it up. Aww. So sweet. I love it. Aww. Remember that, guys. Remember that. Remember that. We just saw that. Remember that, guys. Whoa! Whoa! My eyeballs! Whoa! Whoa! Whee! Yay! We did it, guys! We did it! We did it! Whee! What? I had to turn off the right choice indicator for the fucking achievement? What the fuck? Oh, hey! We got it! Oh, nice! That's spicy. That's spicy. That's spicy. Oh, we were supposed to go for Rumple next, and then we were supposed to do Karma, Rumple, Rod. Then after Rod, then Fritz. Okay, so I was gonna do Fritz anyways. So we're gonna do Fritz next episode. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today's episode of Cinderella Phenomenon. So if you guys enjoyed this episode and you want to see Fritz and then Waltz, then leave a like down below, comment down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!